Hey everybody, Tony D. Little Jones will sleep on the couch and she's all wound up, so I'm just going to leave her alone. This is a screenwriter's rant for Encanto. Encanto. Surprised it's not called Enchanto because it's all about magic. Anyhow, it's an animated Disney movie about a magic house. Let's get into it. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books. Links in the description. All available at Amazon.com, including the Pineys Book 7, The Paradox, Piney, ebook, trade paperback, Kindle, unlimited is free. And don't forget to check out 2 other videos on Bitchute and Rumble. That's where all the cool stuff's happening. There's a lot of stuff you can't talk about on YouTube anymore. They just changed the TOS again for some stuff. So, if you want to get into some real conversation, check me out on Bitchute and Rumble. Now, in Encanto. It's a story of a magic house and a magic family, and they all have magic abilities except this one girl, and she's the oddball, but she talks to the house and plays with it. All of her family members have magic abilities, and then one day they all start going away, and she's the one who has to figure it all out and save the whole family. From the makers of Zootopia. It actually doesn't look bad. I mean, it's just a weird premise, a magic house, but different, I suppose. Typical Disney, very wholesome kind of movie. Oh, don't eat the rats. There's a little girl who talks to animals, and there's probably a bunch of singing and dancing, and she saves the house, and everybody's happy at the end. It looks. I mean, Thanksgiving. It looks fine. I mean, the animation looks nice. I'm not really getting a good vibe of who the villain is in the movie, and that's usually what makes the movie good. Like, you have a really good villain. So I'm not seeing a good villain. I guess this monster is the villain, or something like that. And I don't know. I mean, again, with supernatural stuff, I like it better when it's grounded in some sort of historical something, even if it's very loose, just to make something up about a magic house. Yeah, it could work. It could. But if there's not anything behind it, I mean, we just make up, well, one day they found a magic house. I mean, it seems to me that you need a little more than that, but I mean, again, it looks really nice. I like the characters. The main character seems okay. There's a nice take where, she's got a little toucan companion, and the toucan companion kind of abandons her. She's a bit whiny, though. This isn't her. This is the kid who talks to animals. She's kind of a bit whiny because she doesn't have a superpower like all her friends do. But she can talk to the house. That's kind of a superpower, but I guess everybody can. So she's kind of jealous of all her relatives who all have magic powers, and she just kind of doesn't. But I mean, this is the kind of stuff you do for movies, right? It's the oddball, and in the end, she saves everybody, and she becomes the greatest person ever. Yeah, okay. It's a lot of strong, independent women of color here. But it looks fine. I mean, it looks harmless. Doesn't look like there's a lot of politics in it or anything like that. Makers of Zootopia, and I don't even know this one. Zootopia, I remember. So, yeah, first act. She's the oddball in the family, and they all have magic powers, and life is great, but something slightly wrong with the house. And she doesn't have powers, and she doesn't feel like she fits in. And then the house starts falling apart, and she has to solve the mystery. And without her, the family's going to lose the house, and I don't know. I guess they're all going to die. But in the end, she figures it all out in the third act and saves the family and gets her magic power. And it's like amazing. And everything's amazing. And she's a Disney princess. And then there's a ride and a comic book and some toys, and Disney makes another $1 billion. I don't think it'll make $1 billion, but I think it'll do okay. It's a kids movie. It seems wholesome enough. You know, it might sound like I'm knocking it. I'm not really. It's just not for me. Obviously, I'm too old for this, and it doesn't look particularly. It doesn't look like Pixar level. You know what I mean? Like, man, Pixar, those guys, man, Up, fantastic. This isn't quite there. You know, Up was a little more grounded in reality and just has that amazing opening sequence. It's just devastating. I defy you to watch that opening sequence and not think Up is the greatest movie ever. So this will probably do okay. Encanto, in theaters, I guess, or on streaming. And that's it for me, Tony D. We'll see you in the next one.